Everybody. Tonight I've got the privilege of talking to Jack Whelan. Most people know Jack as a multiple best and fairest winner, premiership player, club captain for many years at North Ringwood, an all-round great bloke. So, g'day, Jack. How you going, mate?
G'day, Leroy. I'm very well, thank you, mate. Thanks for setting aside some time to have a bit of a chat. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, no dramas, mate. We know we could talk, footy and your career for a long time, but it's not what tonight's about. Tonight's about something very exciting which you've got coming up. Mate, tell me about Miles for Smiles.
Yeah, mate. So I guess Miles for Smiles has been a bit of our lockdown ISO baby. Kept us busy on the side in the absence of obviously what we usually, all of us usually get up to this time of year, which would be, running around in the mud at Quamby, which, unfortunately sort of didn't plan out the way everyone had hoped it would this year. So, I guess in the absence of that, found ourselves with some time and I guess some extra energy to put into a bit of a passion project, which is, been something I've always wanted to do, but obviously never found the time to do. And it's funny. I mean, the one thing that sort of gave us the opportunity to go ahead and do something like this has also been the thing that's made it the most difficult to get it done. So, Miles for Smiles is a bike ride, which we've planned originally to take us from Melbourne or Warrandyte, with our great sponsors there from the Warrandyte Hotel. We were going to leave and head to Noosa, but they're just, the ever-changing circumstances of border restrictions and lockdown and open up and lockdown again, sort of caused us to have to rethink and shift and pivot a little bit. And so then we decided to keep the bike ride within Victoria. Not to sell ourselves short, we didn't want to make the overall journey and the overall distance any less than what it was going to be from Warrandyte to Noosa. So I think the total journey actually gets a little bit longer. That's pretty much the gist of it, mate. At this point in time, we're looking at March to get the ride done. But at the same time, it's we're very hopeful that everything will be virtually back to normal then. But nothing will surprise us at this point, mate. So we're ready to shift and move and do whatever we have to do to get it done.
So 14 days, covering 2,000 kilometres. Some days are low hundreds and other days are low 200s, mate. Are you getting plenty of training in at the moment?
Yeah, mate. Yeah, I've been doing lots of training, which is it's been really good to have something to sort of, I guess, focus on and commit yourself to in the absence of like the stuff I spoke about before. Being able to have something to, I guess, set yourself to and work towards. At the moment we're probably clocking just over 300 Ks a week, and I'm doing that, any which way I can.
Yep.
Trying to obey the rules that are in place at the moment as much as possible. I've been riding to work where I can, having the boys meet me there with the tools on site. I've even thrown tools in my backpack and got on the bike and ridden a job site just to get the Ks in the legs. So it's been a challenge, but an enjoyable one so far, definitely.
So the Miles for Smiles, you're covering two charities that are close to your heart.
Yep.
Obviously, one being the MS, multiple sclerosis, and the other one is outside the locker room. So tell me a bit about both those, mate.
All right. Yeah, we'll start with MS. So my cousin, my mum's brother's son, Robbie Burns, my cousin, was diagnosed with MS at the age of 28. and when we found out, it was, I guess I didn't really know what MS really was. I remembered MS as, we used to do the MS readathon when we were in primary school,
Yep.
which, is going back nearly 20 years now for me. And at that point, I still didn't really understand what MS was. And I guess we sort of learned a little bit more and more about it as Robbie's condition worsened. And we saw him deteriorate physically. His individual case of MS was quite aggressive. And virtually from his diagnosis, he never worked another day in his life. And he had various treatments, over his 6-year battle with MS. But if anything at all, some of the treatments just lessened the symptoms and slowed down, I guess, the effects of the disease. But yeah, sadly, sort of 6 years after he was diagnosed, he passed away at the age of 33.
Yep.
So I guess following that, I always wanted that was the inspiration. If I ever was going to do something, that was, I guess, probably the thing I was going to do it for. And that started, going back sort of 6 or 7 years nearly,
Yep.
before I established my other link with our other charity. So, and it's been amazing, mate. And amazing and surprising the, once we started putting all this stuff out there, how many people have got in contact and said, what you're doing is, fantastic. My mum has MS, or my sister or my cousin. And I've just been so surprised with how many people that MS actually affects and how many people know someone with MS. And that's been a really surprising thing. And then I think back, going back 20 years, we're doing the MS readathon.
Yeah.
And I just don't feel like, 20 years on, maybe there's more that can be done. So, I guess, yeah, that's been, one of the driving forces behind us choosing to support MS in our cause, and sort of linking onto our next charity, Outside the Locker Room, which do some fantastic work in the mental health space. And they do it specifically in sporting clubs, not only, but I guess that's where it originated from. Their CEO and founder, Jake Edwards, played AFL football and has obviously identified, sporting clubs as a key component in, I guess, in battling, these mental health challenges that face our modern day society and will face, the future generations as well. It only seems to be, unfortunately at this stage, it only seems to be becoming more prominent, even though the awareness around everything has gotten so much better. It just seems the pressures of the modern day society and social media and all that sort of thing really seems to, I guess, bring out those issues.
Yep.
So yeah, I mean that's the why behind both charities. I mean, we have a link at our footy club with Toddy Morgan, obviously.
Yep.
He works for Outside the Locker Room, and I guess the fact that I had witnessed firsthand the work that they were doing,
Yep.
also contributes to, the way I feel about supporting them, and I guess adds to the passion a little bit. And when you hear Toddy talk about, mental health, you can tell it's all coming from, right down in the right places. So, yeah.
There's some
I guess the why behind those two charities.
There's some the facts out there about MS. There's 2.3 million people living with MS in the world. 75% are women, and it usually comes to age between 20 and 50. So that's some pretty damning stats. And with depression. 1 in 5 Aussies will develop a mental illness in their life, and 75% of those mental illnesses start under 25, mate. So sporting clubs are a perfect example for that. So, mate, I've just I've gone and done something. I hope you're not too unhappy with that. I've got a couple of people that I want to bring into the room to say good day. So let me jump on and bring a couple of people
right,
in.
Bring them in.
So who we got here waiting there?
Hey, Roy.
Hey, how are you, mate? All right?
Good, mate. How you doing?
Good, mate. Good. Just got the man of the moment on at the moment. Hey, young Jack, mate. Just thought I'd bring a few familiar faces in to say what you think, what your thoughts are, and how proud of you, and what great things Jack's doing, mate.
Yeah, mate. Yeah, obviously super proud of what he's doing. Raising money for two great causes that are close to his heart and have touched our family personally. So to go out of your way with his job, especially for what he does, to dedicate that amount of time outside of what he already does. Watching him organise all these merch packs and all the meetings he's had, late night meetings on organising the routes to go, and it's a big process that a lot of people don't see, I don't think, and that's huge for me. He obviously dedicated to it, and he's put his whole heart into it, and very proud, brother.
Yeah, good stuff. And you'll be working with Jack and following him on the ride, mate.
I've followed him a couple of times. I'm behind the car just to his speed and see how he's moving. But he seems to be travelling pretty well on his own. The big fella.
Now, who gave him the nickname Eric the Eel?
I actually am not sure who gave him that. Was it Lamy? Might have been Lamy, was it?
I think it was Lamy. Yeah,
I think it was Lamy. It started off to do with his swimming. He was always in the pool, and now he's transitioned to the bike. But Eric will be sticking for good, I think.
Very good. And why Eric the Eel, mate? Is that because of the glasses and what he looks like, or?
Yeah, that as well, and just how silky he looks through the water. I think he glides through.
Beautiful, mate. You're more than welcome to stay on, Sammy, if you want to stay on for a little bit, mate.
No dramas, mate. Yep, absolutely.
Beautiful, mate. Jump on, mate. I'll bring the next person to the room, mate.
Beautiful.
Hey, g'day, Jabba. How are you, mate?
Good, mate. How are you?
Good, mate. Good. Got the man of the hour on the line at the moment, mate. Just having a bit of a chat to him about his ride, mate. So, what's your thoughts on what's he doing?
Oh, mate, it's unbelievable. To do something like he's doing in this sort of the time we're in at the moment, it's unbelievable. He's just, he's the fact that he's had setback after setback, and he still just keeps pushing forward, and with a smile on his face, a credit to him.
Mate, obviously best mates, owning a business together. How good's life with it?
What's that? Sorry, say again.
Owning a business together and best mates working together. How good is it?
Oh, mate, it's unbelievable. To be able to go to work with your best mate every day is unbelievable. I suppose the only negative fact about him being in business with Jack is the fact that I'm early everywhere and he's late everywhere. So,
hey, man.
I spend a lot of time waiting for him in my car, put it that way.
Yeah, mate, you've known Jack a very long time, mate. He's very selfless. What's he like to work with when the pressure's on? Does he change a bit?
Look, mate, believe it or not, I feel like the pressure does get to him sometimes, but very, very rarely. Very, very rarely. Not much though. Not much at all.
And you're obviously okay with him taking a few weeks off work, mate, to do the cycle?
Mate, he usually takes off about 10 weeks a year to go on holiday. In saying that, he probably makes up for it in overtime he does anyway. So the man loves,
mate. Beautiful, mate. No, not a problem, Jabber. You're welcome to stay on, Jabber. Otherwise, you can take off, mate, and I'll bring the next people in, mate.
Don't have a listen, I reckon.
Right, stay on, mate. No dramas.
Yeah, Leroy, I'll just while I can, mate. I guess I'll take the opportunity to thank the Big Roo for, I guess, allowing me to and supporting me in all of this stuff. It's been brilliant. So, yeah, I mean, he's obviously allowed us to use the business as a bit of a cash flow tool to fund all the merch and all that sort of stuff. So, yeah, lots of appreciation towards the big fella in terms of that.
Beautiful, mate. I brought another couple on that you know pretty well, and you haven't seen them for about 6 months. So
no, we haven't. No.
How you going, mate?
Hey, mate. Good.
That's good. I didn't realise you're actually seeing them tonight. So it sort of worked in well, didn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Obviously, Alan Wendy, how proud are you that Jack's taken this upon himself to ride in the legacy, especially of your nephew and Jack's cousin, Robert Burns? So,
well, I think it's amazing what he's set himself to do. He's always been a very caring young fella, right from a young age. When he was at Crace, he always used to look after all the other kids, and through primary school, the batting system, he used to look after all the younger kids. So he's always had it in him to, be a very caring young man. And we're really proud. Both of us are really proud of him for taking this on. Pretty proud of him, really, for
very proud
doing this kind of thing. So.
Yeah, look, it's and obviously you both of you will be up the front when he's doing his. Following him in the car or being his convoy?
Yeah.
Well, I'll be the lunch truck. I might have got Veronica there. I could use that as the bit of the flagship at the front. In front. But we'll be tagging along. We need a couple more weeks off, I think, Leroy. So looking forward to getting out on the road again.
Yeah, fantastic. And, obviously, you haven't been home for a few months, mate, so you don't know what the boys have done to your house.
No, I have no idea. There's been a lot of bins rolled up with rubbish taken away, so I'm not sure exactly what they've done there. But hopefully it's all in one piece when we get home, and I'm looking forward to having a bit of a drop of that red wine, if there's any of that left when I get home as well.
Yeah, that's fantastic. The Saints red wine, it's gone out the door. So fantastic. Thanks for jumping on. You're welcome to stay on, guys, if you'd like. Jack, just with money raised, mate, you set a target of 50,000. What are you at now, and what's the new target?
At the moment, Leroy, we're at about 61,000. And I guess, I suppose the natural thing to do is once you reach the half ton, you've got to probably set your sights on the ton. So, with some figures that we've sort of thrown out there so far, which we think we can raise from events that we already have booked in, we think it's going to be fairly achievable. Obviously, there's going to be a lot of hard work that will go into it between now and then. But as you can see from everyone who's jumped on tonight, there's definitely no shortage of support. So super confident that with a little bit of hard work and some more generosity from everybody, that I think we can get there.
Fantastic, mate. There's another couple of people in the waiting room, mate. I'll bring this next bloke in, mate.
In the green room?
In the green room. I'll bring the next bloke in.
There we go.
G'day, Payno. How are you, mate?
How are you?
Good, mate. Good. We've got a room full of Jack's relatives and mates at the moment, so thought I'd bring another one of his good friends in, and just a thought on what you think he's doing, and you know what a fantastic thing he's doing, mate.
Oh, yeah, definitely, mate. Hello, everyone. Yeah, absolutely been blown away with Jacko. I've obviously a long-time friend of Jack. Always supported his crazy ideas, whether that be crossing the desert on a motorbike. Some of his ideas don't always pan out, but this one definitely will. And I'll be more proud of it.
Mate, your business has donated a large amount. I saw on Facebook a few weeks ago, mate. How much did you donate to the cause?
Yeah, so what I did, obviously, it wasn't just directly me. I thought I could leverage my business network, people that we work with, some people that knew Jack, some people that didn't. I thought I could connect all those people, and we managed to raise Jack $10,000. So a big shout out to obviously everyone that got behind me and obviously got behind Jack, but they identified quite quickly that it was a great cause. So
Great stuff,
beautiful.
Payno.
That's fantastic, Payno. Now, I've got a sneaking suspicion that you're going to be part of his support crew, keeping him hydrated for the trip.
That suspicion is definitely correct. Again, I was his support crew when he crossed the desert on a motorbike, and I wouldn't miss this one for the world. So, yeah, I'll be there. I'll try not to corrupt him along the way, but I'll definitely be there.
Nathan will be very hydrated. Don't worry about that.
Yeah, very good, very good. Well, it's fantastic. As I said, Payno, 10,000 so far out of 60,000. And, you know, we'll put our heads together in the next few weeks and we'll organise some stuff through the footy club that we can do to support Jack and really get him to that next target of 100K and see how we go with some wonderful sponsors and supporters of our club. So, mate, you're welcome to stay on, mate. I've got another guy I'm bringing on for you. Okay, fair enough. Sorry, Jack, this is like this is my life sort of thing, mate. So
This is your life, yeah.
yeah, hang on. I've got a blank wall there somewhere. Hang on. He might be out of there. Hang on. Let's see what's happening here. Just is hang on. Let's see if Morley, you there, mate? Just connecting to auto. Nothing like live video.
Modern
The other
technology, mate.
the big fella.
Hey, he might be. So
I know he's there. He's been texting to say, "Are we on yet?" So.
yeah, we're on. We're just waiting for you to jump on, Morley.
We're lucky we've got a technical expert here, so we've got some help.
He'll be right. No, that's all. Hey, Jack, while we're waiting for Morley, mate, do you want to, the 60,000 so far you're up to, Payno's obviously, him and his contacts got 10,000. Where's some of the other money come from, mate?
It's been a large mix, mate. It has been, I mean, from the very start, obviously, you know, some really close friends and some big supporters of mine in whatever I choose to do, sort of tipped in. And I know Dad and Sammy stumped up 5K, Mum put in 2, and another good friend, Chris Morley, put in 5. A business is part of an Nova Electrical, tipped in 2. Some of our brilliant sponsors at the footy club, Matty Belizia, was in for 3. So, yeah, I've been so overwhelmed. So,
beautiful.
Ready, mate?
Hello, team.
Hey, Morley, we're just bringing in, obviously,
Hey, Morley.
Hey, Morley.
just bringing in a group of people, basically, you know, giving Jack a pump up for what he's doing, and obviously family and friends. And obviously, you know, someone like yourself, mate, you coached Jack in 2 flags and a lot of games. And, you know, what's your thought, or what's he doing, you know, what he's doing with the riding for MS and mental health, mate?
You know, I'm really proud of him. I'm very impressed with that haircut too, Jack. It's look like a lion, perhaps. It looks good. Really proud of him. Like, it's obviously going to be a pretty difficult physical test, but you know, he's been able to put himself through those sort of things before, and I'm sure he'll do a great job. Yeah, so yeah, really proud of him.
Beautiful, mate. When you come to North Ringwood all those years ago, mate, what were your first impressions of a young Jack, mate?
I remember he was, I think, 17 at the time, and probably looked 15 maybe, and a little bit cheeky. And I know the Decker brothers took a real liking to him because of his cheekiness, I think. And it's probably more so in the second year, Lee, when we realised what we had, and he went from being a junior player to an elite senior player in a very, very short period of time.
Yeah, obviously a couple of league best and fairest in there as well, mate, and club ones. So
yeah, a couple of league ones. I think 1 year he got double the votes of the second vote getter, and I think both the league medals he won. I think we won premierships that year, so that says something too.
Yeah, great, fantastic. And what was it like playing next to him, mate, in the midfield? Got this bloke that's hard at it, and
that was good. I used to call for the handballs, Lee, so that was good. No, it used to be. No, it was always fun to play with him because you knew what you were going to get. He was going to be first in and competitive and tough, and great fun to play with.
I've just had a text saying that Jack looks like Joe Exotic from the Tiger King.
He does too.
So I'm not telling you who text that, Jack, but look, thanks, Morley. You're welcome to stay on, Morley. We've got a few more guests, mate. I'm going to bring a bloke on now that I know Jack really looks up to. Probably doesn't see him that much or talk to him that much, but it's someone I'm bringing in that's probably important to Jack and his cause now. So let's see if I can get him in. Just collecting there, mate. Is the suspense killing you, Jacko?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so.
Oh, there it is.
Leroy.
Yes, I got you, mate. How are you?
Yeah, good. Listen, you can't see my head, which is better for everyone, but I am here.
That's all right. That's obviously voice of the rack, Martin Heppel, who's, I know Jack sort of hangs on to every word you say. So welcome, Martin. How are you, mate?
Yeah, really good, mate, and thanks so much for having me on tonight. And Jack, you're a legend, dude. What you're doing is phenomenal. And I just saw a picture of your head because I can see you, and your hair is looking insane at the moment.
Thank you very much.
Like, it's unbelievable, mate. Could you sort of hand a bit out to Leroy? Like, is that okay?
Absolutely, mate. Absolutely.
Look, obviously,
you go, Leroy. Sorry, you go.
No, it's okay, mate. I was just saying that obviously Jack's doing a ride for MS and for mental health, which I know is a passion of yours with the Resilience Project. And it doesn't really matter if it's outside the locker room or the Resilience Project. I was just saying to Jack before that, 1 out of 5 Aussies will live with mental health, and 75% people illnesses occur under the age of 25. So for Jack to do this, mate, it's a really important cause.
Mate, it's absolutely massive, and for him to be doing this, I think there's a couple of things going on. Like, for Jack to be, in the article that I read, there was in the Herald Sun about being so open and about his anxiety and stuff like that. That is one thing that too few of us do, is that we're open about what we're going. I know that not everyone's perfect. But for him to have the courage to discuss that, for one, is huge. To raise awareness is absolutely sensational. To know that, from the outside looking in, if people, who don't know Jack and they see him, they think, he's a big strapping lad, Aussie male, plays footy on, nothing would ever be going wrong. It doesn't matter who you are. Everyone goes through trials and tribulations. And yet again, it's about, I suppose, allowing everyone to know that it's normal to be experiencing difficulties in your world. And if you do talk about it, you get support. If you do talk about it, you open the door for others. If you do talk about it, you empower others to know that they're not inferior, they're not weak, that they're an absolute superstar just the way they are. It's just at that particular moment, they would benefit from some external support. And for what Jack's doing, with outside locker room, it's absolutely legendary. With MS, it's wonderful. And for Jack, mate, just for the 20 people that you've got in your road gang, that is amazing, the support that they're going to be giving to you. So it's not just about your own journey, it's about the people that are going on it with you. Mate, we wish you all the very best. So much respect for you. And, yeah, mate, like, go for it. You know, go for it and make sure you take as much anti-chafe cream as you possibly can, because you are going to hurt, dude. But seriously, this is the wonderful thing about it. Like what you're doing is that you're doing something where you're telling everyone how passionate you are about it. You're willing to put yourself outside, you know, and you're willing to challenge yourself. But hopefully everyone will jump on board and give you all the support that you deserve, and also to the organisations that you're trying to promote, and to all the individuals that are close to your heart, which you've spoken about openly. It's just a sensational day and a sensational couple of weeks that you're going to go on, mate. And, mate, turn it up. You're a legend.
Thanks, Rack. Much appreciated, mate.
Just before you leave, Rack,
Yeah.
mate, just a quick one, mate. Obviously, with the current situation with COVID, was a few weeks ago we had a chat, mate. Obviously, mental health is something that's going to be on the rise through this pandemic. Just, you know, want your advice on it, mate, with the current situation. How can we look after our family and friends better, mate?
Real quick, write down everything that's been working for you, everything that hasn't. Put it on the fridge. Every morning when you wake up, go and read it. That's your game plan. What worked for you previously, make sure you do it. Music, exercise, laughter, positive emotions. What doesn't work for you? We've got to get our sleep. Yeah? Then the other one would be in terms of negative. Watching tonight, a current affair. You surround yourself with those shows. Mate, it's all negative emotions. I'm not saying don't be informed, but maybe read the paper or whatever it may be in the morning, do so again at 6 p.m. at night, but then get off it. Because if you're surrounding yourself with that in social media, it's all negative emotions. You go to bed, it's the last thought that's going through your head. You're lying in bed, you are then going to return. You need to be able to move away from it. Exercise huge. Connect with your friends, your family. Check in with them. Make the effort. Make the effort. Even if you think you're being over the top and ringing your mate one more time, ring them up and tell your friends, tell your family that you love them. You cannot wait to see them, that you are going to see them again. Therefore, we've all got hope, and have some fun in your world. You've got to get some laughter. Yeah? You've got to get some laughter. So, Jacko, like, fair dinkum, mate. Like, I'm not being a smart aleck, but I can't wait to see those locks when you're doing 45k an hour down the road, mate. They're going to be hanging out of that helmet of yours, and you're going to be looking at a treat.
Party in the back, mate.
Mate, big time. And you know what? You've got some of the biggest quads I've seen. Like, fair dinkum, your quads are huge. So when you chuck them in a pair of Lycra, mate, I'm lining up. I'm going to be the bloke at the Coles supermarket. You know when you have to get the number at the deli to wait to get your ham? And you're waiting? I'm going to get that number, mate, because I want to see you in that Lycra, because you are going to be popping, mate. You're going to be popping. And I'm going to love it. Yeah? So, hey, but, yeah, so it's those positive emotions, Leroy. And, Jack, like, honestly, mate, like, what you're doing is giving, like, you're giving me positive emotions. It's inspiring. Yeah? So, mate, you be bloody proud of yourself, mate. And if I was in your crew, and if I was a member of your family, and, you know, part of the loved ones you're doing this for, mate, I'd be bloody proud as well, because you're a quality human being, and you're doing something that is phenomenal. And so, mate, hey, it's a good day, man, for knowing you. So I'm going to jump off the line now, but, mate, you are a dead-set legend, man. And, Leroy, great work for promoting this cause, because it's something that what Jack's doing that's absolutely exceptional.
Thanks, Rack. Thanks for the kind words, mate.
Hey, you're a legend, mate. You have a cracking night. All right, see you guys.
Thanks, Rack. Cheers, mate.
Yeah, you,
Legend.
mate.
So, Jack, to donate to the cause, mate. How do we donate, mate?
Mate, at this point in time, we're operating through a platform called My Cause.
Yep.
And it's like an Australian version of the GoFundMe page. And if they jump on my cause and search Miles for Smiles, there'll be a link and a donate button, and that money, we don't even see that money. It is distributed 50-50 directly to MS and outside the locker room, and that money will allow those two charities to, I guess, continue the amazing work that they've been doing. I guess, some of the things that we forget in lockdown, that just because the whole world stopped and the whole world's locked down, doesn't mean that the people with MS and the people with mental health, it doesn't mean their whole world stops or their MS goes away while the rest of the world's on pause. But at the same time, their ability to raise funds to offer support is almost non-existent. So I guess things like the things that we're doing, and I've seen some other great initiatives where, in which, where people can give and they do give. It's sort of, it's the only thing keeping these guys alive at the moment. So, I guess the support from everyone is greatly appreciated. And I guess I urge those who can to give. And I guess in return, it feels bloody good, and it's going to go a long way to, I guess, help everyone on the backside of this.
Have you got anything else coming up as far as fundraising ideas or anything like that at all?
Yeah, so we're obviously planning. We're planning a luncheon, hopefully in February. I'm going to enlist the help of the self-proclaimed luncheon fundraising king, Morris Larson. He's a little bit hard to get a hold of at the moment, but hopefully on the back end of this, I can maybe grab his attention. But so we're going to hope for something in February for that. On top of that, a couple of boat cruises. We're obviously selling some merchandise now, which people can jump on and buy via our Instagram page. And then, I guess just sort of generally getting the message out there. We've been I say it all the time, but overwhelmed with people who have donated. A lot of the people, I've never even met them before. I've had so many phone calls and messages of people who have, the fundraiser has just come across their, across their desktop, and they've jumped on and felt the urge to donate, which is, I guess just reinstills your faith in human nature a little bit when people see something like that, they just want to give. So yeah, it's been amazing, mate, so far.
So what type of merchandise do you have, mate? Hats, t-shirts?
Yep, mate. I'm wearing a t-shirt at the moment. The boys are wearing the hoodies. We've got hats on the way. Drink coolers. What else we got? Beanies as well.
Beanies,
so yeah, we got beanies. Got beanies ready. So yeah, I mean, we'll be looking to sort of pump that out as much as we can, and we urge everyone who buys to, I guess, take a photo and repost, because as much as it is about raising money, it's also very much about the awareness. So hopefully we sell it all, and I have to order more, which we're actually getting very close to at the moment. So it's been great.
Mate, just on the ride, is there out of the 14 days, is there? I've got the whole ride mapped out here, mate. I just want to know which one of the days aren't you looking forward to, mate?
It would have to be the 220.
Dangalok to Lake. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, 220 kilometres. So, I mean, at the moment, if the conditions are good, I think I can average about between 25 and 30 kilometres a day. And, I mean, you throw a few stops in there, and I mean, the man's got to eat, obviously, and drink, then yeah, it'll be great. So yeah, I guess, yeah, we can't
Leo punched in.
look.
I've punched in a couple of those big days so I can get to a couple of my favourite camping spots.
Yeah, okay. So does it take you up to the border and follow the border pretty much up, Jack, does it?
Yeah, so I guess the idea when we rescheduled was to stay inside Victoria because we thought we would be able to head away while the lockdowns were still in place. And the more we thought about doing it in Victoria, the more it made sense, I suppose. It's going to allow anyone who wants to come along and drop in for a night or two, be able to do that. I mean, the furthest we're going to be from Melbourne at any one point is going to be 5 hours. So I guess to be able to involve more people was a massive draw card. And then I guess everyone knows that Vic's had a really hard year this year. Everywhere's had a hard year, but Victoria in particular, with bushfire affected towns early on and then COVID, a lot of the tourist towns that, inhabit themselves along the Murray have been just drastically affected. And the businesses and the cafes and the restaurants have obviously not had their usual earning capacity. So for us to be able to pass through and, whether it's just dropping into, a restaurant or a pub or a cafe for a meal and giving them our business, it's all going to, I guess, help to get everyone back on their feet. So, yeah, I guess the more we thought about it, the more it made sense. And we're going to stick with that regardless of whether the borders reopen or not now. We're sticking with Vic, and maybe Noosa will have to be next year. I'll see how we go.
Is how many people are you expecting on your road crew? Because obviously a few people here will be on there, but how many are you actually expecting?
Yeah, look, I said 20, Trev, but I'm encouraging as many as we can. We've got friends, that live in Echuca and friends that live in Yarrawonga, and I guess people have offered up their places for us to stay on the way through. So it's one of those things, the more the merrier, the more photos we get of everyone together supporting the same cause, the better. And like I keep saying, it just feels good to be a part of something like this. I'm encouraging any of my mates that ride bikes themselves to get involved. Look, I'd love to see Jared and Pano on a bike behind me, but I just don't think it's going to happen. You never know, though.
No chance.
Well, you left out Al on the bike, mate.
Well, I know that's not going to happen. He struggles to walk these days, a big fella. So, yeah, the bike's a bit of a long shot. I reckon old Bretty would look pretty good in the set of Lycras as well.
Yeah, the Lycras, I'm not in the sort of condition where I want to put Lycra on at the moment, Jacko, I promise.
That's all right. We've still got a couple of months, mate. We'll be all right.
That's it.
So March is a date, mate. Looking at early March, somewhere around that Labor Day weekend. Yeah.
We're going to look at March, mate. Obviously, I haven't locked in an actual weekend yet. Just obviously trying to be wary of, I guess everyone's going to be backdating, weddings and events and stuff that they weren't able to honour this year. So we want to be careful of that. Once we find the perfect sort of time slot in there in March, then we'll lock it in and just go for it, mate. Hell for leather. So
beautiful, mate. Beautiful. Look, I don't know if you noticed, mate, but the last few minutes I've been treading water a little bit, mate, and sort of running out of things to ask, but only because I've been waiting for this final guest to jump in. So it's someone that you may have met a few times, but someone that's a friend of mine and a friend of the footy club. So I'll bring him in and let him say a few words, and we'll go from there, okay?
One be heard.
Yes.
Here we go.
No way.
G'day, Sheeds. Good. We've got Jack on here. Jack, this is Sheeds. Sheeds, this is Jack.
No.
G'day, Sheeds.
Keep your elbow down.
Yeah. I'll give you one of those.
You get out in that bike, mate, you start knocking people over and dropping cars off the edge of the cliff.
Mate, believe it or not, Leroy, I've been riding past Kev quite regularly in Park Orchards there. I've seen him out in the garden of a night time quite late. During my training, I ride past him quite regularly. So,
well, the alternative's in the house with the wife, so I thought I'd stay out late.
we've got Jack's mum and dad, Al and Wendy, on, and his couple of his really good mates. Just been talking about the ride and how proud we are. Jack, can you just explain to Sheeds real quick about your ride, mate?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Sheeds, look, we're I guess in the absence of footy, and I guess you probably know more so than anyone how much time and energy that probably eats up, you know, of your year. And in the absence of that this year, we thought we'd still commit that same time and energy, but into something else that, will hopefully benefit lots of other people, and I guess a far wider community. So this year we're going to ride. The plan was to ride from Melbourne to Noosa. Obviously, with restrictions and all that kind of stuff, we aren't going to quite get to Noosa, but we've changed it. We're gonna ride from sort of northern Victoria along the Murray all the way to South Australia, and then down towards the coast, and then back home via Sorrento and back to Park Orchards, Sheed. So,
no doubt about you. Look, when you get a little bit tired, catch the ferry over to Sorrento from Queensland. All right, just have a breathe, mate. If you're there to raise money, you don't have to kill yourself. Okay.
Absolutely, mate. That's the plan.
That's a wonderful idea. Look, mate, well done. It's a fantastic generosity of your time to give to a pretty good cause. Okay. Not everybody's the happiest person in the world, and some people need that sort of help from others. And that's one great thing about our country, and people like you that have a spirit that wants to okay, we can't do that. We'll change the direction of our energies and move it into a fundraiser. So that is a magnificent cause, young man.
So he's raised 60 grand so far. He was aiming to raise 50, but he's raised 60, and now the next target's 100.
Can't you count, mate?
Yeah, exactly. So we're going for the
school a little bit early.
We're going for the 100,000 now, mate, and the footy club's going to get behind him and do some events to get him to that target, mate. So obviously MS and mental health extremely important to Jack. So, mate, what I've got you, She's just a very quick one, mate. What's the wash up for the footy, mate? Who do you reckon is going to win the big one this year?
Well, look, I think Brisbane having it up there's got a sort of outside chance, to be honest. But I think Brisbane, it's a pretty good effort because this coach is probably on the doorstep of history. A man who never played AFL could win a premiership. And he's been very consistent. And I looked at all the records and I've checked up. You got a hungry coach down there at Geelong who's won one premiership in 10 years. And that was 9 years ago. And he's got the most successful winning rate of any coach at the moment in winning games. He's got a 69+% winning rate compared to obviously Alistair at Hawthorn, who's won more premierships. So, and of course Hardwick's got 2 on the board. Chrissy's got 1 at Geelong, and Alistair's been greedy and got 4. But the deal in the end is I think it'll be a Geelong-Richmond grand final.
Yeah, beautiful. And do you reckon Richmond will get over the line?
Not necessarily. I mean, I think that Geelong's motoring quite well. I reckon that the short season will help their older players. They're a much older side in certain aspects in the criteria of I'm just basically talking about guys like Selwood, guys like Ablett, and obviously their captain is a good, well, not the captain, their champion is a good player. I think to myself, those 3 older blokes at Geelong, their midfield, probably would have liked a shorter season. I don't think we'd see Geelong with a chance to a premiership. It was a 22-game season, played 120-minute game sort of stuff. So the shorter season might help Geelong.
Yeah, fantastic, mate. And obviously, mate, you've been around football a long time, mate, but there's always that special bloke, around the club that the players love playing with, and And Jack's that guy at North Ringwood, mate. He's multiple best and fairest winner, multiple league winner, and was captain for, I think, 6 years of the club, mate. So
Really?
so once again, putting his time into this, mate, just shows what kind of human being he is, mate.
Look, I'm listening, but I'm not sure who he barracks for yet. Can you give me a hint? I just need a little bit of humour somewhere in my life.
I'm going to say Essendon, Sheets.
Oh, really?
Melbourne,
You better tell
unfortunately,
me the
mate.
truth.
I'm
Who
a
do you
D's
barrack
man.
for?
I'm a D's man, Melbourne.
No wonder you're going on a bike ride.
I know, mate. Well, they won't let me go to the snow.
But yeah, well, they would have been tied up this year. They can't get to the snow because Chairman Dan's locked everyone up, and they've got to sit there and watch him come ninth again. So, can you tell me what it's your mother's fault or your father's fault that you bagged for Melbourne?
Oh, it's definitely the old man, mate.
Oh, I thought so. He's looking down the camera.
Definitely the old man.
Yeah. Well, he might have. He must have. Surely, he looked too young to be growing up in that last premiership in '64. I mean, I saw it obviously because I was in my mid-teens. But Melbourne were just a sensational club. They were every bit as good as Richmond or Hawthorn or Essendon and Carlton. They were an incredible club. I lived in their zone, so I know because I thought I'd play for them. I lived in Chapel Street, Prahran, along that area there. And Kevin Bartlett lived there, but somehow we ended up at Richmond because they were that good. They won that many premierships. So I probably didn't think the local kids would actually be any good. So Bartlett's parents ended up shifting to Richmond, believe it or not. And my parents went up to Armidale, and that took us into Richmond zones. So, but all along, I've got no incredible stuff. I mean, I followed Melbourne that close thinking I was going to go there. And I used to go and train there. And people, we used to go to secondary schools, always took the 2 or 3 best players out of each secondary school in the Melbourne zone, which gave us an invitation to meet Barassi, Norm Smith, Bob Johnson, Hassan Mann, Keneally, all the wonderful players, Laurie Mithen, all these great players. And John Lord, number 4. So you can nearly name the Melbourne team. Kenny Empsall, those sorts of players. But you won't know them. I know you don't know them. But that's how great a team they were. You can name them off and then slip them.
Well, hopefully we'll get there again in the not too distant future, mate. Fingers crossed.
I don't think that's going to happen because I don't think they're that great a club to grab that opportunity. So hang in there and keep riding, mate. I shouldn't be able to talk. I'm probably heading back to Western to try and fix up our stuff up. But at least I know that Melbourne's ahead of us, and that's hurting me. But the hurt's not as bad when I see Hawthorn under Essendon. That's not that bad.
Yeah,
just the way you look at life, mate.
Nah, look, I know you're a busy man, Sheeds, this time of year, especially heading into finals with commitments, and really appreciate you jumping on for 10, 15 minutes with Jack, and wishing him all the best for the ride. Really appreciate your time, mate. You do a lot of this.
Well, I had a ride this morning myself for about 45 minutes, only around Park Orchard, because the difficulties in Park Orchards are there's a lot of hills, so you got to pick your roadway and your street. So
absolutely,
my word, there's hills every damn where. So I got my own little area mapped out, and so I don't have to go down too far quickly, and then all of a sudden you got to go back up again. But 72, I'm out there riding a little bit, and it keeps me reasonably fit and alert. And I could feel, like when I was coaching the Giants, we had a bye in the middle of the AFL season. I've never had a week off in my life for 50 years in season, okay? Skoda is a sponsor of the Giants, and they invited us to go to, believe it or not, France. And they also were the sponsor of the Tour de France. And I followed the Tour de France, saw Cadel Evans win it, Only time Australia's ever won it. And went out to the Skoda factory, obviously about 100 miles, say Ballarat out of Melbourne. And they created, the Skoda car started with a cyclist, and then it went into a sort of a mini cycle, and then it became the Hillman, which is a car that your dad may remember. And of course, most of the German artillery and army were built by this group, Skoda people, VW, Volkswagen. And so it was an amazing historical museum. And then got in a helicopter, bang, straight down there, and sat on the peloton on the helicopter, got off, and then got in the car that led the peloton by about 2 k's, flying down the mountain. So if that was not kissed on the backside, once in my life I got a freebie, which is the most enjoyable week of my life, and that was inside a footy season with nothing to do with footy. So I've always loved my riding. I mean, when I was a paper boy, I saved up my money to get my first Malvern Star bike. And I thought I was the biggest. I thought, wow, how good is this? And I'm probably talking 1955, when my father didn't have a car. My dad only had a bike, and I had a bike too. And it was the best thing I did. So cycling was always early in my life, something I really enjoyed. And even now we've got a few bikes here. We get out, and my wife and I rode around this morning for a while just to get our old legs clicking over to make sure that we're going okay. Very important. I mean, I just before I got on here, boys and ladies, that Dean Jones died at 59 in India today of a heart attack. So
horrible.
How important your health?
Yeah, 100%.
Most important thing.
Unbelievable.
Wow.
Great batsman, great character, fantastic leader. To opening the batting in any test team, you've got to have courage. And for him just to have a heart attack in India and die at 59 is just so sad. So sad.
It's no good, mate.
All right, mate.
Make the most.
As James Heard would tell you, he's gone off his bike twice. So be careful on that little bike, mate, okay?
Yeah,
Thanks.
Will do, mate. Absolutely.
Thanks,
No
Sheeds.
worries.
Really appreciate you jumping on, mate.
No worries. Good luck to everybody and have a safe COVID-19 year. And let's get out of the shit. See you later.
Thanks, Kev. Cheers, mate. Thanks.
Thanks, mate.
Bye.
All right.
Good luck,
See
mate.
you later, Sheeds.
Thank you,
So-
mate.
Bye.
So Jack,
Sorry,
mate, as I
David.
said, you're right. No dramas. So, Jack, I hope you enjoyed the evening, mate. It's a bit different than I thought you might have planned it, mate. So, just to get a few people on
Absolutely,
there
mate.
to show you've got the support of a lot of people. Obviously, wonderful parents, brother, best mates, family, and the North Ringwood community, mate. So, as from a president of a football club, mate, we are extremely proud of you. Not just what you're doing now, but everything you put your mind to, mate. Just want to wish you the best of luck, mate, and I know you'll have a lot of support in March, mate. So thanks a lot, mate, and
Good luck.
Thank you very much,
Well done,
mate.
Well done.
Yeah.
Thanks for organising.
dramas.
Thanks,
Thanks,
you.
guys.
Yeah, thanks very much,
Thank you, everybody.
everybody.
See you
No
guys.
dramas. See you
Much
guys.
appreciated.